Hello, the Pioneer viewers. As you know, our agenda is Russia-Ukraine war. While the war continues on the front line, in its all reality, interesting developments continue to take place. The mutual attacks of the Ukrainian army and the Russian army continues, and the parties are sometimes counter-attacking and something organizing defensive operations, and they are reflected in the media. Most of the images recorded during the war were published on social media, and the published images allowed people to get direct information about the battlefield and the clashes. Negative situation encountered during the war processes can create a poor image for states. For this reason, images shared directly by the states are considered a good communication tool. In recent days, many images of the war between Russia and Ukraine have reached thousands of people on social media in a short time. The footage recorded by the Ukrainian military's advanced drones is produced with great dedication. Russia's invasion attempt against Ukraine has been going on for a long time, and Russia has not achieved the successes it expected from this war, which is a cause and a special military operation. For this reason, the longer the war dragged on, the worse things got for Russia, and the Ukrainian army's counteroffensive operations continue successfully. The strategic operations, which Ukrainian officials have frequently mentioned, have recently increased. While Russian targets are being destroyed, intense clashes are taking place on the front line. The Russian army's supply chain is being disturbed by targeting facilities that produce the resources that the Russian army will use. In addition, oil refinery facilities are also targeted by the Ukrainian army in order to deal hard blows to the Russian economy. As a result of the strategic operations that have increased in recent days, many facilities belonging to Russia have been destroyed. A Russian oil facility was targeted again in the operation that started in early hours of the morning the other day. With the latest attack, 6 Russian oil facilities were destroyed in a week. Now, if you are ready, let's analyze the latest developments together. As the Pioneer, we continue to report on Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all of your comments on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments with us. Let's start if you are ready, the Pioneer reports. In the early morning hours of the past day, another oil facility in the Russian interior was the target of the Ukrainian attack. After a series of attacks on their own facilities, Russian authorities claimed that Ukraine had attacked another oil refinery overnight. According to the statements, Ukrainian drones attacked the Slaviansk oil refinery in Russia's southern Krasnodar region. A large fire reportedly broke out as a result of the drone attack on the facility. Kiev has doubled its attacks on the key Russian infrastructure, such as oil refineries, in the last few days. The operation on the Krasnodar facility is the latest known attack, although Ukrainian media reports and the Russian officials have suggested that the number of attempt attacks is likely higher. It is the 6th oil refinery to be hit in the last week. The attacks have multiple objectives, but the most important one is to restrict Russia's oil production processes. Russia's economic difficulties and dwindling resources in the ongoing war in Ukraine have had a negative impact on its ability to wage war. In line with this goal, Ukrainian authorities continue to attack strategic points. Andrei Yusuf, a spokesman for the Ukraine's military intelligence service, told Ukrainian media recently that the recent drone strikes have also disturbed the supply of fuel and supplies to the occupying forces in Ukraine. In subsequent statements, local authorities in Krasnodar said that the fire had been completely extinguished and that one person had died of a heart attack during the drone strike. Kiev's security service also reported that drone specialties from the special forces and the country's armed forces attacked the Krasnodar factory. In recent offensives, the Ukrainian army is gaining access to the points deep inside Russia, and the area of attack gained by the Ukrainian army is expanding every day. At the same time, the Moscow authorities are starting to get nervous. Ukrainian drones are advancing by overcoming Russian air defenses in the operation. As a result, a large-scale and destructive attacks are carried out on the design to target it. As Russia watches the unresolved problems of the war grow, a front against Russia is forming in Europe. The leaders of the European countries seem to be very uncomfortable with Russia's aggressive policy. The statement made the other day disturbed Russia considerably. While the NATO bloc is trying to strengthen its capabilities in the Black Sea region in the view of the Russian activities in the region, Romania has started construction of the facilities that will eventually become the NATO alliance's largest European military base. The $2.7 billion project will expand the Romanian Air Force's 57th Air Base Mihail Cotlaingo, located near the Black Sea port city of Constanta. The new facility will have a perimeter of almost 20 miles, cover about 11 square miles, and will be home to about 10,000 NATO personnel and their families. Romania has long been a key hub for NATO operations in the Black Sea region. Thousands of U.S. troops have toured the country for training and security missions since the start of Russia's full-scale war in Ukraine. American fighter and surveillance aircraft regularly operate from there as part of NATO's policing operations. Air Base Commander Nicolas Crețu said that maintenance hangars, fuel depots, ammunition equipment, aviation technical supplies, simulators and fitting facilities, accommodation, and everything is needed to be supported in the operations and the missions of a base of this size. NATO began building its network of 4 advanced forward presence multinational battle groups in the Baltic region after Russia's annexed Crimea in 2014, and after the start of a full-scale invasion in February 2022, the alliances reinforced these missions as an established 4 additional battle groups in Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia. In addition, Romania is the framework country of the battle group together with France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and North Macedonia, Poland, Portugal, and all contributing forces of the United States. As the Black Sea has become an increasingly anxious conflict zone between Ukraine and Russia, as well as between Moscow and its Western rivals, Bucharest is looking towards closer cooperation with its NATO allies and especially with the United States. It has proven that Romania belongs to the eastern flank of NATO and the EU, and the Romanian Prime Minister said in recent months. So, how do you assess the strategic operations of the Ukrainian army? Do you think the Ukrainian army's plan is progressing successfully? What do you think about the problems faced by the Russian army? In which direction NATO's military base changed the balance in the region? I care about your opinion, so please share it with me.